It is with great regret that I destroy your civilization, humans. It is the only way. The actions you take become your own legacy. Stand proud. Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the strategically minded weekly Sentinels of the Multiverse stream hosted by yours truly, Lou Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against that goal is not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and Handelabra Games right here on Twitch. You can follow me personally on Twitter at LouDolphin21, and on Twitch and YouTube, it is just Lou Dolphin, no digits. Sentinels of the Multiverse is currently available for iOS, Android, and PC, Mac, and Linux via Steam, and always via good old analog cardboard and ink. You can get the game and more info at sentinelsdigital.com. Man, I've gotten that down. It's been such a routine opening these streams with this. Man. Well, here we are, sitting in front of Deadline, who is threatening the Wagner Mars base. And of course, it's Ultimate Deadline. And its team of America's Greatest Legacy, Unity, Argent, Adept, and Freedom 6 Absolute Zero. Once again, the team was chosen based on the last time these heroes were seen on stream, and I updated the spreadsheet, so it's not going to say. I believe it was like, it's been about 10 to 15 weeks for these heroes. Not for the heroes, but for these variants. And somehow, accidentally, we ended up with Grandpa Legacy and Argent Adept again. Accidentally! So, here we are, fighting Ultimate Deadline in the Wagner Mars base. So, Ultimate Deadline, well, actually, I guess I start with the cards, doesn't really matter. Grandpa Legacy has Backfist Strike, Heroic Interception, Superhuman Durability, and Thok. Unity has Brainstorm Raptorbot in 2 supply crates. Argent Adept has Alacritus of Dominant, 2 Arcane Cadences, and a Saraband of Destruction. And Absolute Zero has a Coolant Blast, Horrorfire, Isothermic Transducer, and Null Point Calibration units. So, Ultimate Deadline. The advanced rule on the front. Whenever a catastrophe card is destroyed, Deadline deals each hero target 3 infernal damage. On the backside, whenever an environment card is destroyed, each hero character card deals itself 1 psychic damage. So there's retaliations to different types of destructions, depending on whether front or back. On the front side, it's a little costly to destroy a catastrophe card because heroes get dealt 3 damage across the board. But is it worse to have the catastrophe go off or to have the environment destroyed, whatnot? Flipped Deadline usually is only flipped for 1 round unless he gets additional card plays. But if an environment card gets destroyed, which actually happens when he flips, he destroys all environment cards in play, and then stuff happens, and blah, 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 blah. And then character cards get dealt 1 psychic damage each, and there's always at least 3 upon flipping. So that's damage here versus damage here, which is worse. And the challenge rule, villain device cards are indestructible, meaning that Deadline is the only villain target that we can damage. Well, I mean, I guess we could technically damage the devices, but they are indestructible. Once they're in play, they are permanent effects. The big burning question in chat, is there life on Mars? Dun dun dun. Alright, starting the game. The Atomic Enclave, a permanent device for damage dealing. Magnetic Pole Shift, as well as Unnatural Disaster, putting extra possible cards into play, such as Subduction Superzone and Unleashed Hurricane. Oof. So we have 3 catastrophes. So Deadline is currently going to flip. Oh, I'm sorry. I sort of... Let me go back in time to when I was reading this. Whenever an environment card is destroyed, each hero character card deals itself 1 psychic damage. That means environment cards and not catastrophes. I was thinking catastrophes being destroyed would be 3 damage each, but I apparently don't know how to read. In a game that's very central around reading. Well, we have these 3 catastrophes. He's currently going to flip at his next turn. He discards 2 cards from each non-villain deck and destroys 2 hero ongoing and or equipment cards. That's annoying. Deal each non-villain target 1 melee and 1 fire. That's 2 damage versus the 3 that would happen if you destroy that. And 2 players must put a card from hand on top of their deck, and then deadline deals damage to them, or to things, not necessarily them. So that freezes hero hands, and there's card destruction and whatnot. So there's terrible things already happening. We don't have a field freeze. We don't have a B-bot. We do have a Saraband of Destruction, but if I play it to like destroy the Subduction Super Zone, then I'll end up having it destroyed by the Magnetic Pole Shift. So there's some caution that needs to be exerted. Hello JZC. Hello Seamus. Deadline just sat back and did nothing except cry. Oh man. Well, yeah, so this being ultimate deadline means there's consequences for destroying these catastrophes. I mean, we could just say whatever and have them flip. They'll deal 3 damage, but I could heroically intercept some of the damage, but that's not going to stop the magnetic pole shift from going off. We could possibly, although I guess if I play Brainstorm, Unity won't have a equipment to destroy, so I'd play Supply Crate hoping to get a B-bot, and then B-bot can help with ongoing destruction. Saraband of Destruction would help with ongoing destruction. Absolute Zero's kind of happy with his modules, but Vulnerap sends his regrets as he had other humans to play game with in person at a local library. It other humans! It humans! I'm just reminded now of Castlevania Symphony of the Night when Dracula was like, I was brought here by humans who wish to pay me tribute. I was brought here by humans. All right, seriously, what am I going to do here? I could put out ongoing cards for Magnetic Pole Shift to eat up, I guess. Superhuman Durability isn't really going to be too useful. I don't think Deadline deals 5 or more damage from a single source, nor does most of his damage be reducible, period. I'm just going to Superhuman Durability, whatever. The hero can regain an HP and use a power. Unity can't do anything. Argent can't do anything. So if someone wants to do something, that person is Absolute Zero. Or I could just have Legacy regain a hit point, but that's okay. There are other humans on Earth? I should go out more often. Alright, Supply Crate. Let's see what we get. We get Flash Forge. That is not a B-bot, but could get me a B-bot. I could leave the Supply Crate out there. I could take Raptorbot out. Raptorbot's pretty weak, though. He's pretty squishy, so I think Supply Crate could just be fodder. And I think I am going to go ahead and destroy something. The Subduction Super Zone. I could either have this go off for 1 and 1, or I can destroy it and everyone gets dealt 3, so it's 1 extra point of damage, but it prevents it's just 1 extra point of damage, but it prevents flipping for the time being, or at least when he does flip, there will be fewer things to have to remove. So this prolongs the game. Absolute Zero has been dealt no fire damage. The 2 non-villain targets with the highest HP are America's Greatest Legacy and Freedom 6 Absolute Zero, so let's put the null point out there in prep for possibly Unleashed Hurricanes helping Absolute Zero. The Realm of Discord? At the end of the environment turn, destroy 4 equipment cards. Oh, you pervasive red dust. See, the annoying thing about this is that I'm losing 2 of the cards that I wanted to keep, too. But at least... So, if Pervasive Red Dust gets destroyed, each player may put 1 equipment card from their trash into play, so at least equipment cards can come back. But we're losing the Saraband because of the Pervasive Red Dust. Shouldn't I have destroyed the Magnetic Pole Shift so I wouldn't lose my setup? I intentionally put cards out there to sacrifice for Magnetic Pole Shift. But then Pervasive Red Dust screwed up all my best laid plans. 2 players must put 1 card from hand on top of their deck, and then damage is dealt. Well, who wouldn't necessarily mind? I guess like Argent Adept could put an Arcane Cadence on top, and then he can Arcane Cadence into an Arcane Cadence. Absolute 0. Well, he lost his awesome equipment card because of the environment. He has some good cards though. I think I'm just gonna ditch a superhuman durability because I can Thok it back. All my best laid plans got ruined. There's a catastrophe, so catastrophes are getting destroyed. Pervasive red dust got destroyed. I'm gonna go ahead and have people put cards into play. Like, I can get a supply crate for free. Volatile Parts isn't gonna do anything right now. This card entered play, so Unity gets to draw a card again! An absolute 0 can, ooh, look at these. But I want that isothermic the null point calibration unit back, because it was stolen from me before I could have benefited. And then destruction. 3 cards, oh no, first damage. Someone's going to say I should have put the isothermic transducer into play, but I want the null point rather. And the cards that were removed from the game: Fire in the Biosphere, Meteor Storm, and Self-Destruct Sequence. I like the Self-Destruct Sequence being removed. That means that we can't blow up the base. Which actually in this game, well, I guess if Self-Destruct Sequence comes out and it's the only environment card that exists, that would be pretty bad. But we survived, so it's fine. Okay. Well, now it's pretty straightforward what we're going to do here. We're going to damage. And then I'm going to have Absolute 0 do his thing again. Unexpected Star Wars prequel reference? I haven't really watched any of Star Wars besides Episode 1. If the self-destruct sequence comes out, I would say, Deadline, you can't destroy this base. I destroy this base. All right, free cards, and we have lots of things going on here. No equipments. Nope, never mind. We have a null point calibration unit. Tempted to Flash Forge, though. I mean, in any case, golems are hard to put out and keep out when Deadline does stuff. Deadline wrecks the entire base except the self-destruct mechanism. That sure would cause a catastrophe. Oh, man. That would have been so great. I'm thinking of Flash Forging. I want to get my Swiftbot, but I guess Swiftbot's not going to help out much. Like, I just want, like, I always want to play Flash Forge immediately so I can get Stealthbot and Swiftbot. But Stealthbot's not going to help with damage being irreducible, and Swiftbot isn't going to help when she gets destroyed in 2 instances of 3 damage. Maybe I should think of golems as being a temporary means of getting to an end. I'm going to put out the modular workbench. I'm going to do something that I would not normally do. Now, the workbench is great and all, but I could destroy it to get a bot out, or I could discard a card. I'll discard a card. We'll keep the workbench around so that when the next pervasive red dust comes out, we have something to destroy, I guess. I'm gonna ditch a raptor bot. I did it. Oh, there's the B-bot. Hello, B-bot. Alright, so Arcane Cadence number 1 reveals an Arcane Cadence and 4 other cards, one of which is a Vernal Sonata that can go in hand. I love Instrumental Conjuration. I'm gonna put that on top. I can put the instrument on the bottom because Silver Shadow could be Vernal Sonata'd. And we have one song duplicated. Vernal Sonata in hand. Yeah, we'll go with the Rhapsody of Vigor. 3 HP, why not? Silver Shadow's great though. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in the trash as well, because like in Vernal Sonata, it's weird how with Argent Adept, I tend to feel like cards are better in the trash than they are on the bottom of his deck, unless you're playing Prime Warden's Argent Adept, of course, but because of Vernal Sonata, it's generally easier to get those cards back than waiting for him to cycle through his deck. At least that's what I feel. No, Mr. Chomps! I sacrificed Mr. Chomps! What is wrong with me? No! No. Alright. Focused apertures. I'm going to put the Astrothermic Transducer out at some point, but first I'm going to do more cold damage to you now. Cryo Chamber. Hey, pervasive red dust. Hello. This is the game where you never get equipment cards. Unleashed Hurricane. And Calculated Orogenesis. Who's considered at the highest? Let's throw this on Legacy. Throwing things into the void is the best place to have your stuff when nobody else can go in to get it without dying. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Archadept's trash is basically his void, and he can summon things from the void that he needs. I guess that's what Vernal Sonata is. He's Dougie from the void. Right, so Unleashed Hurricane, put cards from top and deal damage. Calculated Orogenesis, play the top card of the environment deck, and then that card deals each non-villain target 2 melee damage. So this is another one that if we can destroy, the counter effect is slightly less bad than the effect itself. Especially if the environment plays another pervasive red dust, which is very possible. Unfortunately, we have only one means of ongoing destruction, and his name is Bebot. So what I could do with Calculated Orogenesis, I could have Danger Sense to stop Legacy from being dealt the damage, and then Argent Adept could use Electritus Subdominant to have Legacy play Heroic Interception. So then he's immune to environment damage, and all heroes other than Legacy are immune to damage. Let's just do this part. We lost our +1. Curse you, pervasive red dust. Alright, so oh no, my equipment card again. Ugh. Alright, Supply Crate can get Bebot into play. I guess this part wasn't really required, but I want Bebot in play. Bebot's best bot. Alright, so then we can go ahead and save everyone. Heroic Interception! Oh boy. All I wanted was an absolute zero who was set up. That's all I wanted in life. Do all players agree to discard a card? I mean, yeah, this is gonna destroy equipments, right? there is an equipment in play. I need to discard in order to be able to reap the benefits. So I'm gonna discard Vernal Sonata. No, I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? Coolant Blast. And again, only 2 heroes have equipment cards in their trashes. I like getting Supply Crate for free, though. Eventually, I will get a construction pylon. No point. Because the Unleashed Hurricane's going to trigger. Villainous Weaponry. It's actually okay. I mean, Unity could put something on top because Supply Crate will draw it anyway, I guess. Absolutely 0, I guess, because he's sort of getting set up slowly. That's a terrible card to have come out accidentally. Then that environment card deals each non-villain target 2 melee damage. A premature oxygen leak. Unity just can't vacation without her stuff. Alright, we're getting catastrophes. We're getting lots of catastrophes. We're losing 5 environment cards. Legacy is not immune to damage. I mean, this sort of bites, but at the same time, he clears the board on this side. Alright. How many pervasive red dusts are left? 2 of them are left. Because none of them got removed. We lost 2 fire into biospheres, a maintenance level, a meteor storm, an oxygen leak, a self-destruct sequence, and 2 villainous weaponries. But we still have 2 pervasive red dusts. Alright, we're gonna draw cards. Because I would like cards. Also, we have a takedown. That's great. Yeah, what if all that's left are pervasive red dusts? That would be awkward. We can have Argent Adept have Legacy play takedown on Argent Adept's turn, and that way there's no end of turn action, and that will stop Deadline from playing cards. I could have Argent Adept use a power to have Unity play a Golem for free? That's a thought. I could also do HP recovery, but only Legacy's the one that's hurting. Well, if we're freezing Deadline, I guess now would be a good opportunity for Unity to get Stealth Bot and Swift Bot. For whatever reason. So Flash Forge now. And just to make chat even matter, I'm going to discard another Raptor Bot. Just because this is how I roll. And I don't need another Supply Crate. I also don't need a Brainstorm. Why would I need these things? Destruction Pylon, Stealth Bot, Swift Bot. I'm so going to suffer at viewer's choice. I forgot about the supply crate. It's like Jeremy discarding Vernal Sonata, except it's Mr. Chomps! Alright. I got these guys. They're my friends. My friends are here! I made friends! Champion bot. Beautiful. Alright, so the plan is to use the Perform of Alacritus of Dominant, but I could also summon an instrument. And there's no instruments in my trash. I don't have any rhythms on hand, so I'm just going to play the harp. I'm not going to utilize its perform text, although I guess I could. But then the only... So, like, if I do the perform and the accompany, if I do the accompany, I can use a power. If I do destroy this card, the only other power is vocalize. I could trigger that for either another card play or HP recovery. And if I do that, I could put Champion Bot into play for free. Now we're just going to stick with this simple plan. I gotta save the setup for when things come out. I gotta save up for the 30 damage combo, otherwise the Picross doesn't like this game. Okay. I can Thermal Shockwave. I'm set up for that. Damage here. Damage here. Sure. Remember that all games will be ultimate, so it will be ultimate choke points. I'm not opposed to duplicate matches, but they have to be against villains that we have not yet defeated on ultimate. Speaking of pervasive red dust... Nah, we can do that. Alright, so we froze Deadline, but another pervasive red dust came out. Ah! This makes me mad. Legacy Smash! Now what? Hasty augmentation on Absolute Zero would be amazing if we still had his modules. I think I'm gonna go with the have Unity play a Golem out of turn plan. So we can get a champion bot. So... I guess this is something I probably should point out for those of you who don't really follow what's going on. The text on Mechanical Golems says this card cannot be played during your play phase. It does not say whenever you have a chance to play a card, you cannot play a card. It simply says during your play phase. Therefore, I could play it during another player's play phase. I could play it during someone else's power phase. I can play it during my power phase. That's the beautiful thing about cards like these. So I have 2 card plays. I'm gonna put out a Volatile Parts. Although this is going to target the Atomic Endglaive, so it doesn't really do anything. Now, do I play an Inspired Repair to get a different card, or do I go ahead with the Hasty Augmentation plan, bearing in mind that I would love to combo it with Thermal Shockwave, but considering that all Wagner Mars Base wants to do is destroy my stuff, I think I probably don't want to wait for that. I could just use it on his base power. It's a little boring, but it's something. I could also destroy the volatile parts to put B-Bot into play. I want B-Bot. I like B-Bot. B-Bot is best bot. Mr. Chomps is responsible for the pervasive red dust. That's the newest anime betrayal. Alright. Well, when pervasive red dust gets destroyed, I can get my heart back, so I don't necessarily need to summon it back, but I do finally want my Saraband back. Plus, Legacy appreciates the hit points. So, some of these are cards we never saw because they got discarded. So, Deadline deals each hero target 3 infernal damage. If we can get next evolution and lead from the front, we can start destroying ongoings easily. Unity can get a construction pylon into play for free, so she would probably appreciate golems more. And what golem do I need to bring back from the dead? None other than Platform Bot. Oh man. I want my null point back. And let's see, hit points or free card play to get Cryobot into play. I'll do that. Oh my gosh, a Saraband of Destruction! No way! Oh, I have a modular realignment. Well, considering that the environment's going to play another pervasive red dust most likely, I'm just going to Cryo Chamber. Because I see what this game's doing. Alright, all players agree to discard a card. I already have a Danger Sense in play. You know, Brainstorm's good. Inspired Repair, draw a card, play a card. I'm going to discard Inspired Repair because I have 2 of those. It's the patented Jeremy play. And I don't need Saraband of Destruction. I only just drew it. And between these 3, Horrifier is great, but I want to keep the null point and the modular realignment so that we get a construction pylon. And my harp. And my axe. Pervasive red dust. I knew it. It's the game of pervasive red dust. Deadline is responsible for the 4 pervasive red dust plays. Oh boy. So we have the Auto Armor Caster. The first time damage would be dealt to Deadline each turn, prevent that damage. This is a permanent effect, and so it's going to be a lot harder to be able to damage Deadline. Alright. Well, Surge of Strength is the obvious play. So, Absolute Zero could regain a hit point to deal no damage to Deadline. Unity could regain a hit point to destroy a non-existent equipment card, or Argent Adept could regain the hit point. There is a bug, all 15 cards for red dust. Oh man. Let's see, we could Vigor or card play. I mean, if we get Absolute Zero to do Null Point and Isothermic, well, I guess we could do that on Argent Adept's turn. I'm going to go ahead and do the heal. Although I guess he could use the card play on himself. Or I could Saraband of Destruction. Deadline deals each hero target 3 Infernal. That would actually wipe out most of Unity's stuff, sadly. Severed Leyline. Each player shuffles their trash into their deck, and Deadline regains 2 HP. There are worse things. John did this. Thanks, John. And I mean, there's no real reason to, but I'm going to heal the Atomic Enclave so that maybe someday when Unity's golems get destroyed and she deals the non-hero target with the lowest HP, she proceeds to hit Deadline instead of the Atomic Enclave. Just a thought. Alright, let's do Brainstorm first. We get a Platform Bot, and we get a Scrap Metal. The first damage is prevented, of course, but this will let the golems damage. Do I want my Platform Bot? I do. I want my Platform Bot. There. Ooh, Power Shockwave. Unfortunately, I can't use it to damage Deadline for the time being. What even would an ultimate environment be? 15 cards with a you lose condition on it. Actually, that would be sort of interesting. Take all the cards that we've seen in environment decks that say, if this happens, the heroes lose, game over. So for instance, the self-destruct sequence, put 2 cards underneath this card, blah, 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 game over. And then the Lost to the Past from Silver Gulch. Since we've been demoing Celestial Tribunal, the trial that puts a hero character card next to it, and if that hero character card has 0 or fewer HP, the heroes lose, game over. I don't think there are actually too many other ones. Just throw in extra villains. Throw in Deadline. Oh yeah, the propulsion system. Don't worry, we'll have duplicates of all the cards to make up for the lack of numbers of cards. Okay. I worked so hard to get this Saraband. But if I destroy the Severed Leyline, B-Bot's dead, B-Bot's dead. And if B-Bot's dead, I might as well destroy the Severed Leyline with it. Can we just use the Cauldron environment? Please? I could play Scherzo, have the first hit fizzle on Deadline, have the second hit B-Bot, so that the 2 projectile damage goes off. Unity destroys the Severed Leyline. Deadline decides to deal damage. Hits the B-Bot. Unity deals 1 target 2 projectile damage, destroys Pervasive Red Dust. Each player can put 1 equipment card from their trash into play, which there are those. And then Cryobot gets hit and deals 2 damage. That actually seems pretty decent. I mean, we will be dealt damage, and we will lose B-Bots. Alright, the first one goes here, which fizzles. And the second one hits a B-Bot. Does not redirect. 3 damage here. Destroys Severed Leyline. Deadline retaliates. Hits B-Bot. Doesn't redirect. B-Bot's destroyed. Unity does 3 damage here. Destroys Pervasive Red Dust. We get cards into play for free. Construction Pylon, please. If I can get golems in hand again. Harp is back. Isothermic Cryobot gets hit. Damages everything. And then the rest of this doesn't matter unless I wanted to redirect something to Stealth Bot. But we could just take it. All right. I liked this plan. Now I can null point, and then my thermal shockwave sort of does something ish. That's. And then if I actually want to damage Deadline, I should probably hit something. I can't hit Cryobot. He's immune to cold. How cold is that? I'll just hit the Enclave. No. There, I hit Deadline. Alright, the environment now plays Pervasive Red Dust number 3 out of 2. Oxygen leak. Well, this reduces fire damage by 3, and it does start of turn things, so someone's discarding something. Like, say, Akpunku's Drum? Absolute Zero throws a snowflake. Happy now? Alright, Subduction, Super Zone, Magnetic Pole Shift. Ugh. So, deal each non-villain target 1 irreducible melee and 1 irreducible fire versus discard 2 cards and destroy 2 hero ongoing or equipment cards. Ugh. We lost our B-bots. But maybe we can win. Maybe. It requires the power of friendship. Yeah. We're going to utilize Cryobot some more. So hit Deadline first, so this fizzles. Then hit Cryobot, who then hits everyone. $19 damage to go. We can Brainstorm. Gets me a Construction Pylon. And a Raptor Bot. Oh no, not Raptor Bot. Arrgh. Fizzle. And then Cryobot gets abused again. Oh, I can damage another thing. If only there was something that did something. Nah. I can Inspired Repair. Gives me a Turret Bot. Then I can Powered Shockwave for 7 damage! Boosted by 1. Then I can go ahead and Construction Pylon to get my Turret Bot out, and I think that's it. No. There we go. Mr. Chomp's Revenge. But this does it. Mr. Chomps does 10 damage. And Deadline's gone. And we can cross off Ultimate Deadline from the list of ultimates to play. And the true MVP of that match was Unity. because we never really got awesome power bouncing between Argent, Adept, and Legacy, because for some reason we never saw an inspiring Supertonic in that entire game. And Absolute Zero almost tried to be the inspirational hero of the team, except he kept getting pervasive red dusted. Alright. We've won. This was a triumph. Making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, even those who are dead. Alright. We have Seamus, Hankeroid, Darren, and JZC. List of 4. In fact, I'm going to just start asking questions. Now we're playing Classic. So the following villains are off limits because we have already defeated them on Ultimate. Base Omnitron, but not Cosmic Omnitron. Apostate, Spite, Agent of Gloom, and by extension, what's the name of the variant of Gloomweaver? It is Skinwalker Gloomweaver, duh. Ambuscade. We lost the choke point, but we defeated Iron Legacy, so you cannot give me Ultimate Iron Legacy. And today we defeated Deadline, but every other villain is fair game, and variants too, so Cosmic Omnitron is open. I should not say that, because now I know what the next answer is going to be. Hankeroid. Choose villain. Darren. 3, 4, or 5. Heroes. JZC. Choose the first hero. Seamus. Choose the second hero. Hankeroid. Choose the third hero. Hankeroid went with Chairman. We are playing Ultimate Chairman. So the rules for Chairman are the advanced rules. On the front side, at the start of the villain turn, if there are any underbosses in the villain trash, the Chairman flips, and so he flips with just one underboss in the trash. On the flip side, he modifies X on this card to be H instead of H-2, which increases damage dealt by thugs by more, and his retaliation damage is more. His challenge rule, at the start of the villain turn, the Chairman regains H HP. And the operative also has advanced challenge rules. The advanced rule for the operative, reduce damage dealt to the Chairman and the operative by 1. And the challenge rule, at the start of the villain turn, the operative regains H HP. So there's damage reduction, there's HP recovery, there's instant flipping, there's lots of things. So, Darren 2500 says 5 heroes, and we left off on the third hero. So Darren, choose the fourth hero, and JZC, not JZC, J-A-Y. Choose the fifth hero, and then last is first, choose the environment. So now, let's see. So, Seamus, second hero, Termi-Nation Bunker. JZC, first hero, Dark Watch, Mr. Fixer. Oh boy. Number 3 is Dark Watch Setback. I feel like Dark Watch Setback is a running gag of what hero we're gonna have Lude play. Dark Watch Setback! It's the $1 Bob of Dolphin's Dive. And we're waiting on 4th, 5th, and Seamus. Fourth hero is Setting Sun Ra. Gotta love that irreducible AoE damage. Omni-U. Actually, he works really well with Dark Watch Mr. Fixer. And then the environment, down to Seamus to decide where this epic match will be faced. The Pike Industrial Complex. So Ultimate Chairman versus Dark Watch Mr. Fixer, Termi-Nation Bunker, Dark Watch Setback, Setting Sun Ra, and Omnitron-U in Pike Industrial Complex. You seem so much angrier now. Good. You should be angry. You can't save anyone. Somehow you are responsible for all this. Stand and fight! I guess. I don't know. I guess they both sounded similar because plot twist, they're the same person. Alright. Dark Watch Mr. Fixer has a grease gun, harmony, meditation, and overdrive. Termi-Nation Bunker has auxiliary power source, decommissioned hardware, maintenance unit, and upgrade mode. Dark Watch Setback has 2 karmic retributions, a plucky break, and a surprising fortune. Setting Sun Ra has Fire Blast, Flame Spike, and 2 summon staves. Omnitron-U has disruptive flechettes, focused plasma cannon, self-sabotage, and slip through time. Alright, so what's going to happen? The contract is out! First hero, or first underboss. Defense is out. There's some damage. There's the hired gun. There's a thief. There's everyone being dealt damage. It's at least great for the contract to be out in the first round. We can take him out and then we can flip Chairman and then we can hope that he doesn't break the prison. That's the ideal. And because Dark Watch Mr. Fixer is first, we could overdrive and not destroy anything. And then I could do 3 damage to the contract twice. Then we can get started on taking out the contract before the retaliation damage is too great. Now I'm being mean to myself. He's the first hero? Sorry, it's the inverse multiverse. Chairman is actually inverse Sentinels. I could play a card to destroy it, draw a different card, and hopefully get a better power. So upgrade mode is something, well, shit. Shoot. I was gonna say I could play upgrade mode to destroy upgrade mode, but actually that's not how that works. That's not how any of this works. I kind of like maintenance unit. I know it's a little boring, but I'm gonna destroy auxiliary power source. Oh. Oh, that's only the Chairman and the Operative. Okay, that's fine. Draw a card. You get recharge mode. That's... I'll go ahead and put up the maintenance unit. We definitely need to go with the inverse multiverse. Ah, man. We have a lot of cards that remove tokens. I mean, it's certainly pretty common for people to believe that Dark Watch Setback is the annoying version of Setback because his power involves removing tokens, and I do sort of agree with that because the vast majority of his cards remove tokens. So it is very hard to get Dark Watch Setback to get a built-up unlucky pool. Because currently, Plucky Break only would be HP recovery. Karmic Retribution is dead. Surprising Fortune doesn't do anything. So I'm going to skip and hope to get something better. You chose Setback to avenge Mr. Chomps. Like I said, it's the $1 Bob of Dolphin's time. Whenever a viewer wants to spite Lude, they pick Dark Watch Setback. Alright, so I assume that Ra is going to go utter mayhem on everyone. If I want to take out the hired gun, I'm going to need slightly more damage, however. I probably also want to try to take out the fence. I could use Fire Blast on the fence, and then base power would do 2 damage across the board, and I would just have to do 1 damage to the hired gun. But if I do that, then the only means of doing 1 damage with Omnitron is to use Disruptive Flechettes. But if I'm going to use Disruptive Flechettes, why don't I do something slightly different? I could also summon Staff, actually, and that would do a little more damage, wouldn't it? But then I'd have to play the Staff of Ra, and then I couldn't take out the fence. I could also just live with the hired gun for 1 round, except it's going to be flipped chairman, so you don't want hired gun. Hired gun has to go no matter what. I could also put something out for Fence to destroy, or rather the Thief to destroy, and then Omnitron can retaliate. Maybe that's helpful, so I don't need to destroy the fence. So I'll summon a staff, and I get imbued fire. But if I play imbued fire, it destroys itself. So no. Utter mayhem. Hit contract first. Lots of retaliation. Flame Spike and Fire Blast, and something else was removed from the game. Oh, wait, no. I misread that. I will slip through time. That's always a card we can destroy safely. Then I could play a focused plasma cannon. Reset? Sure. Bioengineering beam. That's actually nice, because I could use it. And we can get the fence down to 1 so that when an escaped lab rat comes out, it will eat the fence. No! The biomimetic plasma vats. Oh well. The broker? But I hardly know her. This would be a great time for an Omnitron card to be able to deal 2 damage, except this is getting reduced by 1. All right, Informant has to go. Informant reacts to cards being played. So, like, Fixer could just use his power without playing a card, except I would have to sacrifice another card. Broker obviously needs to go. I mean, we could also just skip playing cards until Ra's turn, and then he could just use his base power to wipe the board again. Especially because with the Biomimetic Plasma Vat, Ra's base power is exceptionally good. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. We could also just have the chairman play cards, but I don't want him to accidentally... It's a great card. I'm keeping my Disruptive Flechettes, though. Alright, so Ra can destroy everything. So I'll take the broker down to 2. Then I have to destroy something. I don't need that maintenance unit. And then I don't want to play a card, and my power doesn't do anything. Those are some good cards. Setback is accidentally not doing anything again. Lots of remove token effects. Don't play a card. Damage everything. Oh, right. It was the top 2 from his deck and then 1 from his trash. That's right. Okay. Oh, this is irreducible. That's great. I'll do this too. Then I'll Disruptive Flechettes. Don't destroy anything. But this will do 1 damage to the muscle, so that when I destroy this vat, I can take out the muscle. Hello, friend citizen. How are you doing? Hope you're excited for this ultimate chairman match chemical explosion. Oh well. The villain board is wiped. Rook City is mine! Bringing out the escaped lab rat and the escaped lab rat. We can work with this. The deputy comes out. Deputy brings a crooked cop. It is Friday. Okay, now what? The escaped lab rats are targeting the crooked cop and deputy, which is the good news. Bad news is the deputy is providing, or the crooked cop is providing damage reduction to the chairman and operative. I could one-shot the crooked cop with bloody knuckles. We've been doing a very poor job at getting Mr. Fixer set up, though. But if I one-shot the crooked cop, we can damage the underboss more. We also kind of, have to proceed with the actual game part of this game. And we're kind of on a ticking time bomb here. When a prison break comes out, the game's basically over at this point. If I take out the crooked cop, we can damage the operative more. So I have to be able to damage more. So I'm gonna go ahead and bloody knuckles the crooked cop. Then I can start trying to damage things. I'm going to focus on the operative. The deputy is whatever. I'm putting out high-risk behavior so that I can regain tokens. Because Because Setback's suffering from not being able to do things. I kind of want to use Fire Blasts. I think Imbued Fire would be better, but I would need to skip my power. Unless I play Living Conflag first. I'm gonna put out Living Conflag. Currently, she's going to regain the hit points that she just took, so it's not really doing much of anything right now. But next round, I can play Imbued Fire, and then we'll be able to do lots of things. Irreducible damage is great. Might as well play that. No equipment cards in my trash. I don't have an equipment card in my hand. Or I don't even have a card in my hand. Guess I could just eat a lab rat. Super killed, sorry. Super killed. Super killed. Super cool Trisolvent Vat. Being a massive nuisance again. This is one of the few effects that I have to fast forward through because it is obnoxious. Rook City is mine. Escaped lab rats. Super cool Trisolvent Vats. Well, this is now obnoxious. I can't even play Bloody Knuckles because the super cool Trisolvent Vats will do 6 damage. Poop. Poop. I could meditate, I guess, into something that redirects damage, but those super cool Trisolvent Vats will still retaliate before something happens, which is tragic. I could meditate into... Alright, here's a thought. Meditate into Riveting Crane. And then I could damage the operative, and then damage dealt to the operative is irreducible. My base power does 3, currently going to be reduced by 1 by the operative and 1 by the crooked top, but it will still go through, and then damage to the operative is irreducible. And that will include the super cool Trisolvent Vat damage, however much that will hurt the rest of my team. And that way I don't have to worry about the crooked top. I will be honest, I don't really have high hopes from this match right now, but it's not over until it's over, and we know that. Oh yeah, we have a +1 because of the Nemesis. And then I have to destroy something. Well, Defensive Blast isn't doing anything right now. So now we can focus fire on the operative. And since we kind of need to get this game rolling, we should Gatling gun. And I don't need 2 recharge modes. Add a token. Yes, yes, add a token. Remove 2 tokens, draw a card, deal 1 target 2 melee. If there are 0 tokens, regain 3 HP. That's a pretty good one. This one's not as effective. Exceeded expectations will do 3. I'm gonna just plucky break because I need the hit points after I'm dealt this damage. Oh. Remove 2 tokens. My bad. Ignore me. Ignore me. Reckless Rush. And that's going to immediately get used up, so I'm not even gonna bother. But now I can imbue the fire. And now we get a +1 across the board. Alright, now we're definitely destroying its super cool Tri-Solvent back because I cannot deal with these double ones. I cannot deal! Alright, come on, environment. Do something nice. Experimental mutagen. It's targeting the deputy and the cricket crop. I'm okay with this. This is also hitting the deputy and the cricket trap. Well, okay, I'm a little less okay with this. Oh yeah, and then these guys. And then who do you want to die? I guess actually the will survive. We can sacrifice Ra. Ra wants to be sacrificed. It's in his name. Oh, Omnitron's thing got destroyed. Okay. Setting sun, dark watch, setback. Yes. All right. We're still alive. We were alive. We're dead. We're so very dead. There's nothing that is deader than dead, but this is it. Hey, Janagro, how are you doing? If you ever wondered what it felt like, I was going to say something. I totally just forgot what I was saying. If you ever wondered what it felt like to, if you ever wondered what it felt like to die, this is what happens after you die. No one's surviving this. There's no surviving this. Eight damage. Why is Advanced Sherman harder when you can flip him faster? It's because the hired gun hits for 8. Alright, Ultimate Chairman has yet to be vanquished in the Summer of Ultimates. Ultimate Chairman was something that we beat previously on the stream. In fact, we beat him twice on the stream. And both of those were, in fact, in Pike Industrial Complex. But both of those also had Visionary on the team, which I guess helped tremendously, I would say. But Viewer's Choice this week was a bust. I could not defeat Ultimate Chairman, and I do apologize. I'm so sorry. Alright. Time for the random match of the night. Oh, but first, before I even do that, let me make sure I log this. Viewer's Choice, defeat, villain is Chairman, yes, yes. Hero 1, Dark Watch Fixer, Hero 2, Termi-Nation Bunker, Hero 3 was Dark Watch Setback, Hero 4 was Setting Sun Ra, Hero 5, Omnitron-U, Environment, Pike Industrial. So game 3 is random. Random. And are we doing classic or team? We're doing classic. So I will hit random, but if I get a match that I've already bested, I already bested Omnitron. We've not bested Ultimate Spite. We did Spite Agent of Gloom, but not Spite. We saw Spite 5 weeks ago, but that was the that was 2 weeks before we started the Summer of Ultimates. In fact, I said 5 weeks ago, but that was more like 5 games ago, because there were some breaks in between. So, Advanced Spite. On his front side, at the start of the villain turn, Spite regains H plus 2 HP. On his back side, when Spite flips to this side, he regains H times 5 HP, reduce damage dealt to Spite by 1. And his challenge roll, Spite can regain HP past his maximum HP. He has no max. He starts at 80. We are playing with Naturalist, Visionary Unleashed, Fugue State Parse, and Setting Sun Raw Part 2 in Time Cataclysm. Maybe we'll see a surprise shopping trip. Hello, friends. Come, let us get to know each other better. You oppose the true natural order. You must be stopped before it is too late. So. Oh, I didn't read the cards. Safe House is out. We're starting with Potential Sidekick, the best victim ever! Here are some cards. I'm gonna just go ahead and read them once I get a chance. He is putting out an Innocent Bystander and an Innocent Bystander. Alright, no drugs in play. Naturalist is starting with Crafty Assault, Indomitable Force, Natural Born Vigor, Nimble Gazelle, and 2 Predator's Eyes. Visionary Unleashed has 2 Brain Burns, a Cerebral Hemorrhage, Decoy Projection, Demoralization, and Rest the Mind. Fugue State Parse has Data Mining, Exploit Vulnerability, Extrasensory Awareness, Reveal the Flaws, Segmentation Fault, and Snap Decision. Setting Sun Raw has Blazing Tornado, Drawn to the Flame, Flame Barrier, Scorched Earth, Solar Flare, and Staff of Ra. So we got lots of exciting things. Ultimate Spite, sounds like how I feel at work every day. Hello! New Dover Port CC. Alright, so here's what we can do. We can start out with the Croc. I know what a Croc, but we can Natural Born Vigor, and then we can summon the Croc. And proceed to use the Croc. Visionary does not have deck manipulation, but she can demoralize. In fact, we probably need to start getting cards in play so that there's lots of possibilities for returning to hand later. Parse. So extrasensory awareness is fantastic. We can control his next 2 card plays, but if we reveal a drug, it's basically coming out unless we shuffle his deck, because if we discard the drug, it enters play anyway. Because drugs have the clause, if this card enters the trash, put it into play instead. But if I put Snap Decision in play, I could... I guess that doesn't actually help with what I was thinking. But I want to play the bottom card of my deck is what I want to do. I'm going to exploit vulnerability. Parse's base power is pretty good. No, no, no. Blazing Tornado is strictly better than base power. Sorry, friends. So I'm gonna go ahead and use it. We've almost dealt as much damage as Spite regained in the past round. Rift in Time. Play the top card of the environment deck, and Passing Tumbleweed. And Thiago helps out even more. Lots of cards. No deck manipulation on Visionary still. Ooh, updated intel. That's a good one. Lost Child. Good Samaritan. Oh my gosh, this is the Spite where his top of his deck are all victims. All the victims, none of the drugs. Actually, am I... I could regain the hit points, actually. So the text of Natural Born Vigor says, at the start of your turn, the Naturalist may regain 4 HP if he does destroy this card. If he can only regain 3 HP, then this card doesn't get destroyed. 3 HP. Alright, ideally I would have another power that I could use, but I don't have one, so I might want to just switch forms for a moment. If I switch forms, I could utilize Indomitable Force for a round. Yeah, I didn't actually know of that clause either until it was pointed out on Sentinels Live, but... You know, it says, if he does, did you regain 4 HP? No, I only regained 3 HP. Doesn't matter! Card's not destroyed. Wow, everyone learned something today. Yes! If you can regain 3 or fewer HP through Natural Born Vigor, you should do it. Because free HP is best HP. Yeah, I think I'm going to utilize the shift. See, the power of Natural Born Vigor is this lets you change forms frequently. In fact, if I wanted to, I could use Bestial Shift, deal 3 damage, use the Crocodile's power, change to a Crocodile, or to the Rhinoceros, and then use the Rhino power to draw 2 cards. But... I think I'm just going to use Indomitable Force. Search my deck. No, no, no. No. We could rest the Passing Tumbleweed's mind. Just to have more ongoing cards in play. Actually, it doesn't really matter if I rest it or not. It's going to get destroyed anyway, whether Rift in Time destroys it or itself, and then Tumbleweed destroys itself. I'm just gonna Mind Spike then. Weaponize the Tumbleweed. Alright, I can discard a card to play a card. I would like that updated intel. I guess I don't need 2 segmentation faults. Get the updated intel. No. Alright, so now someone else can play the bottom card of their deck. You can also get someone else to reveal the top 2 cards of their deck. Or we could just keep piling up the ongoing cards. Lots of choices. Or I can get some Technic Analysis anyway. Who wants to look at cards? I'm tempted to look at Raws. I'll look at Raws. Staff of Ra and Fire Blast. Yes, please. And we might as well have Ra play the bottom card of his deck, which is Wrathful Gaze. Alright, well, we have lots of cards in play now. Once that drug comes out, we can manage a lot more easily than we could have previously. No Imbued Fire. We do have a Solar Flare, though. Which we could utilize for lots of damage in future turns. Yes, we're doing that. 6 damage, and then future fire damages are increased by 2. Oh, and it's also reader. Oh, no. I can't Solar Flare because of the redirect. Actually. Oh, hold on. This must have reverted because this used to be optional. No, don't automatically activate this. Solar Flare. And then don't redirect. Yes. No. There we go. Destroy a card. No. Surprise shopping trip. Here are cards. All right, there's a mental divergence. Lab raid. We're getting 2 drugs now. Let's see. Good Samaritan. Well, put the real cards into play. Shuffle the rest of you. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. I do, actually. Suntatic is the name of the Fnatic Raw ship. That's okay. Let's look at Time Cataclysm now. Atlantean Throne Room. Normally I love this card, but with the Good Samaritan, we don't need the card draws, and damage reduction actually doesn't help too much. I'm just gonna leave that there and I'll pull it out when I need it. There's the drug. The return to hand is the start of the villain turn, so we know that now. Spite's deck is going to shuffle anyway. Parse's bottom is data mining, which is not helpful. Now we can look at Spites. Yes, put that on top, please. Oops. So thankfully, because of the Indomitable Force, Spite isn't actually regaining that much hit points, and he still doesn't have his damage reduction card, or his power retaliation cards. We're doing really well. I do want to regain hit points again. That is exactly what I want to do. So if I want to do the Indomitable Force trick again, I have to stay as a Rhino. I could play Bestial Shift and we can really monopolize on this damage reduction thing. Draw 2 cards. Because I don't have enough cards. Alright, natural forms power. Beautiful. Now we have an alternate power. And let's see. I would play Precognition, but we do know what the top of his deck is, and so it wouldn't really help too much. I'm just gonna put out Mental Divergence to power up the power. 3 damage. Discard a card to play a card. Buffer Overflow. That way we could discard a drug instead of having it enter play, I guess. Or something. Alright, syntactic analysis on Raw because we want him to play lots of amazing cards. We got a Solar Flare. That doesn't really do it. We might as well use this to draw many cards, I guess. I don't think that actually works. Deal one target, one irreducible damage. Increase damage dealt to the target by 1. Oh boy, you are in for a world of hurt, Spites. Play the bottom card of my deck. Scorched Earth. Deals 0 damage, but it becomes 6. Oops. That's funny. All right. Oh, that's what you're responding to. It is. Drugs have the text. If this card would be put into the trash, put it into play instead. So if you ever try to discard it, it enters play instead. Alright, how do I do a World of Hurt on you? Summon Staff. Living Conflag. Flame Spike would do 1 damage. Living Conflag when it enters play deals 2 damage, but Flame Spike lets me use another power. Flame Barrier is definitely not the way to go, otherwise Ra hits himself for way too much damage. I could Flame Spike and then use Blazing Tornado and Staff of Ra. I could live in Conflag and then use Blazing Tornado. I'm gonna Flame Spike and use things. But look at this pain. 7 damage. I can use additional power. This isn't even my final form. 9 damage. And then I'm gonna chuck my staff at you, which isn't fire damage, unfortunately. But no way am I going to hit myself with fire damage at this point. This is only 4 damage now. It's only 4. Oh, I didn't put out Indomitable Force. Oops. I played another card instead because I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to put this card out to reduce damage dealt to the Naturalist instead of actually playing Indomitable Force. Oops. You'd have a guitar with "This guitar kills ongoings." Lots of cards. Return cards to hand. Well, Wrathful Gaze. Mental Divergence. There's the Good Samaritan, and his extra card play is... Oh yeah, let's look at Spite. On the Prowl. That's better than a drug. Sorry, victims. I play into mechanics instead of things. Definitely, well, I guess it doesn't matter because he's going to shuffle his deck anyway. Bye, Good Samaritan. Take one for the team, please. Lost Child? No, that can stay in play. Did you shuffle yet? Reveal cards, put it into play, shuffle the rest. Okay, yeah, see, we don't want to look at that. We know what the bottom of Time Cataclysm is. Parse, Recompile. We could put that on the bottom. Why are you hitting environment cards? No! Exploit vulnerability. Why? No! Where's the one that regains hit points? This one. Yes, do that one. And then Indomitable Force. There we go. And don't use that, please. All I want in life is for Fixed Point to come out so that we can get the Super Naturalist. That's my next goal in life. All right. I want to capitalize the damage, so yeah, I want to do all the damage. The turducken, yes. If we can get the turducken against Ultimate Spite, that would be beautiful. No, no, no. The bottom of her deck is Recompile, and I'm happy with that. Guess buff for Overflow. We don't need the Irreducible yet. Let's just draw a card. Because I don't have enough cards. Impossible Shot. Which makes me play the bottom of my deck, which makes me discard Impossible Shot. I don't need extrasensory awareness as much. Data mining, whatever. I love Fugue State Parse, or not even Fugue State Parse. I love Parse's Recompile, because it's like the only card where I will willingly discard a card I would normally play, because being able to draw 2 additional cards is so powerful. But if it's something that we essentially need, then obviously I won't do it. Inferno! Bring on the pain. Sure. You don't know what pain is, Filter Spy. I brought you into this world. I could take you out. I have 17 cards. Is there one that I can play? Probably, Staff of Ra. I mean, I could, like, do other things. But I want a Staff of Ra. Yes. No. Yes. No. Hell hath no fury like a Ra with two summon staves. With 2 solar flares. Crushing Hallway. Ew. No. But there's nothing I can do about this. Ew. 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 Visionary doesn't need her hand. I mean, she can still draw 2 cards, and we'll probably find something she wants to play, like Prophetic Vision, at least. I probably had one in hand, and I totally neglected it. Two cards returned to hand. I'm gonna pull the exploit vulnerabilities back. Alright, we have this one. If I discard it, it enters play instead. If you don't trust me on that... See, it's still just sitting there. It's just sitting there. It didn't even bother going into the trash. It just stayed out. Alright, Spites is Elaborate. I mean, I would normally say I wouldn't play it, even though I know in the future this is exactly what comes out. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 drugs. Alright, bottom is Elaborate. We know bottom of Time Cataclysm. Parse is Reveal the Flaws. That will be helpful. Just above his chamber door? I feel like this is a Raven thing. Once upon a midnight jury, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, suddenly there came a mind fire, as someone gently mind-firing. "'Tis a serial killer," I muttered. "Merely drugging at my door, merely this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember it was in a time cataclysm, and each separate dying card brought its ghost upon the trash. Eagerly I wished the next turn. Vainly I sought to... I don't remember the word. Unfortunately, with Mindfire out, we can't do the Time Cataclysm trick, so I'm very sad about that development. This makes me very sad. But I can Natural Forms power. I could bring the Croc out. And then I could do some number of damage to you. Thankfully, Visionary still has her thing. I don't think Ra is going to be able to keep up his solar flare thing, so we're going to need to capitalize on it right now. Right now. We have a reveal with flaws in the trash, though I guess I should hold on to it because we might as well utilize it. You can discard a gauge. Oh! Let's just have Ra keep doing things. And then let's have Ra do things. Oh, we already used Blazing Tornado. Shoot. Shoot. If he uses Blaze of Glory, he goes out in a blaze of glory. No! Well... we could have him go out in a blaze of glory, and then one hero could deal 10 irreducible fire. But that won't do it. That won't do it. Alright, we're not going to play that card. I could play that card. I could play it on someone else. Tragically, I still don't have my other targeting arrow. I'm just getting an impossible shot. Oh, there's the targeting arrow. Beautiful. Ra, play the bottom card of your deck. It's a Summon Staff! Which gives me a Summon Staff! Oh man, I would use Flame Spike, except we don't have another power. We have the same problem as before. Well, Fire Blast obviously has to happen. He's down to 20. Oh, and there's another targeting arrow. Okay, thank you. No, 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 no. Alright, what does the most damage here? I used Flame Spike, but then I forgot that Staff of Ra was not fire. But it's still 4 damage. Summon Staff is obviously the play. You get another Inferno. I could just go out in a Blaze of Glory. Flame Spike for 1+1+2+2. Blazing Tornado for 3+1+2+2, and then base power. Sacrifices Ra, but maybe we'll win before Ra passes. Or maybe not. I don't know yet. It's too early to tell. Okay, no, we win. We defeated Ultimate Spite without him flipping ever. And if you want to see the story of this match, 27, 25, 25, 6. Because of the power of Solar Flare. I have been really digging Solar Flare lately, though. Because, like, I used to not really want to play it because I always viewed it as I don't want Ra to deal himself 4 psychic damage. And why would I play that to boost my base power by 2 when I could play another one-shot that deals 3 damage? But I do appreciate Solar Flare now that I'm more willing to take the damage. Because it increases your power, you deal yourself damage. Then next round, you get to play a card which can do fire damage, and you can use a power that deals fire damage. All of those get increased by 2. And so, like, if all you do is do a fire damage one-shot and a fire damage power, that next like, you're doing 4 more fire damage as the result, at the expense of dealing yourself 4 fire damage, which works out pretty well. Obviously, it's a little different when you have Staff of Ra in play, because then you're dealing yourself 5, so it doesn't balance out like that. But it's one of those cards that I've really come around upon because I'm starting to see its utility. And that's something that I'm really excited to have happen. Like, I remember forever ago, I never played Visionary's Twist the Ether because I thought to myself, no, Visionary can't deal herself 3 damage. But once you realize how much HP is actually a resource in this game and more than just like a character standing in the game, you can do powerful things with that. But yeah, we took down Ultimate Spite. It is a 7:45, but I'm gonna go ahead and call it. We've had some 3 exciting matches tonight. We had Ultimate Deadline, which came down to like how many Pervasive Red Dusts did we see? Like 17 in that match. Rest the Mind. Yeah, sorry, not Twist the Ether, of course. Rest the Mind is the one that does the self-damage. Twist the Ether is the increase or reduce damage effect, and that, of course, is a powerful card that I've played before, but Rest the Mind was the one. Yes, thank you. But yeah, we had the Ultimate Deadline victory, the Ultimate Chairman defeat, and the Ultimate Spite victory. This puts us closer to being able to defeat all the Ultimate villains this summer. Next week, we'll certainly take on a new collection of villains, and hopefully we'll be able to expand upon our villain prowess. Be sure to check out this channel on Tuesday for Sentinels Live, next Friday for Dolphins Dive, and then Sunday, this coming Sunday, and then the Sunday after, of course, as well, for Tales from the Archive with another letdown. For some storytelling Sentinels that are some fun to watch. Be sure to get this game digitally if you haven't already. You can get it on Steam, iOS, and Android devices. You can also get this game physically through Greater Than Games or your favorite board game dealer. It's a fun, exciting game, and hopefully in July we will be seeing the final expansion released and put into the hands of the glorious backers who have been patiently waiting for its release for over 2 years now. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this stream, and I'll be around in the future.